we wanted to find the number of ways to move from the point 1, comma 2 to the point 5, comma 4 if you can only move up and right. So let's draw our like coordinate plane. So we're starting at the point 1, comma 2, which is going to be this point here. And we want to move to the point 5, comma 4, to this point here. So this problem is, again, very similar to the previous problems. So you'll notice that like for grid counting problems, as long as you get like more and more practice, like you just keep doing these grid counting problems, then they'll actually become like really simple because there's not like much they can do to like change the problem. Like they might add a restriction and that says something like, oh, how many ways are there to get from one point to another point if you cannot pass through another point? Or maybe if you must pass through another point. Or maybe they'll add like restrictions like, you can move down exactly one time or something like that. But overall, a lot of these grid counting problems will always be like very similar to each other. So as long as you get more practice, like these grid counting problems shouldn't be too difficult. So for this example, like I'll just do this example pretty fast because we already like did 2 previous examples and I'm hoping like everyone already sees the pattern. So like we notice that there's exactly one way to get to all of these boundary points as we've seen in the previous 2 examples. So, and to get to this green point, for example, remember we always just do the sum of these 2 numbers. So that'd be 2. For this one, you do 1 plus 2 is 3. For this one, you do 2 plus 1 is 3. For this point, you do 3 plus 1 is 4. For this point, you do 4 plus 1, which is 5. For this point, you do 3 plus 3, which is 6. For this point, you do 6 plus 4, which is 10. And for this point, you do 10 plus 5, which is 15. So that tells us there are 15 ways to get from the point 1, comma 2 to the point 5, comma 4. And yeah, so that was just one more example just to make sure that we all understand how this recursion method works.